It was a sunny Boulder Friday when a humble McGuckin Hardware and Sporting Goods first opened its doors on September 9, 1955. Through countless sweltering summers, blizzards, a couple floods, and a pandemic, we're still proud to serve our Boulder community with the same old-school approach to customer service. And while it's not the 65-year celebration we had imagined due to COVID-19, we still wanted to pay tribute to the store's legacy, so we asked our green vests to share some memories of their time working here. Here's what they had to say. What does McGuckin Hardware mean to you?
Ooh, that's a big question. I've been here for a long time. My career started here in the early 1970s. I was a young and crazy wild teenager. Needed a job. I came in and asked Dave for a job, and he agreed to give me a job. He said, "Show up tomorrow." There was, I think there was 8 employees when I started. Then it just grew from there. I mean, I started right when it was really a growing business. I got to learn a lot of stuff about business working here. Those guys were great mentors. So anyway, that's when it started. I'm still here. It's been 46 years, and I want to thank the Height family for letting me work here that long. It's been awesome. It's been, a wild ride. I'm very thankful for what I've had. I've been able to raise a family, got married. Everything's been great. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. I have grandchildren, able to buy a house. It's been really good. I hope the store goes on and on and on after I'm gone. I can't work forever, but I'll be here for a little while longer. And I just appreciate everything that the opportunity that I've had to work here.
I've always heard, and then I found out as a youngster in my 20s that you're blessed if you find something that you like to do and that you're good at and that people respect and support you in. What better life could you have, So to me, that's what it means to me, is that a fulfilling career that was difficult to leave, but when I left it in great shape. When I started, there were only 6 employees, and the store was a little, like 5,000 square foot, a little bit over. And I told Dave that I'll be your lucky 7. Out of 47 years and 3 months, I was a buyer for 40 of those. But I started out as sales and then became a buyer. And then at the end, I was like, I want to go back to what my original incentives were, which is selling. So I gave the office to a new guy and went out on the floor and sold. The last 6 years of my career here, I was sales, and the first 2 years I was sales. So all the employees here became like good friends year after year, and most of them grew the store or they grew up with the store. And we had both happening. And the key employees were really extroverts. And so extroverts bounce off each other a lot, but that's how you get your best ideas and your best creativity to win as a small guy with all these chain stores and box stores around. I started making notes last night. I showed these to Bob and he goes, "God, I wish I had time to make notes." I said, well, that's kind of what's cool about being retired, Starting in '73, about 3 years later, Dave came to me and said, "Come on, let's go to coffee." And so we sat down opposite each other and he said, "So do you think we should have real departments?" And I went, "Oh, God, that'd be really fun. That'd be really fun. Let's build them. I'll build them." And he goes, "Okay, go ahead." I had a statement on the wall in my office that says, "The freedom to screw up is worth 1,000 seminars." You can go to all these learning seminars and advancement seminars, but the freedom to screw up, which is what he gave me, is worth more than all of that because it's far more effective. Here's a cool story. Tina, my wife, I think it was probably 74, I told him that Tina's pregnant, we're gonna have a baby. And he goes, oh, we gotta pay you more. That was the first thing he said. And so I went home and told the wife, and then 2 years later, we were gonna have our second child, and I went in and told Dave, and he goes, oh, same thing, we gotta pay you more. It was amazing. So, you know, that's the kind of support that just is unbelievable. I told Dave, if we're gonna expand, we gotta be more than hardware. We gotta be like a homegrown department store with a heartbeat of hardware. And all of the employees were on board with that, with me. And so that's really kind of how we looked at it, at advancing the store.
So I think the fun thing Randy and I have is we love, he's a music lover. So the fun thing Randy and I have at work was always music trivia. Like we'd pass each other in the aisle, and I'd say lyrics to something and see if he could guess it. You know, so
or there'd be something on
the
intercom.
PA.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, who's that? Who's that?
Who is that? Yeah, then we walk around and then come back. And what's really cool about music is if I think about the store music, it's like, yeah, Jimmy Buffett over and over again. No, but way old. Yeah, Jimmy Buffett on the PA forever. Margaritaville. We're all stuck in Margaritaville forever. No, but the fun thing about music is you'll hear it and it'll take you back to somebody like Ran on his boat. Right? Or Ran Ransom on his boat. Or it'll take you back to a picnic or a party we had. Or it takes you, you know, there's those memories you have around the store that, and I think music plays, this guy knows it more than most, but music plays a big part in place. And I think that was kind of under, I remember Kenny Phillips when we were adding the store on, that was one of the great things. He had that little Honda in 78,
Right.
and he pulled it into the store. And he put a sound system in it that was like to die for.
Right.
And he'd pull it into the store when
Yes.
there was nothing here.
Right.
And he'd pull the speakers out and we just listened to music
Right.
while we were working. And,
We were allowed to do that. Well, no, we weren't allowed, but when
We
we first moved into this building, we used to be able to bring vehicles. I had a Volkswagen Bug, and I remember driving my Volkswagen Bug in the store, up and down the main aisle, all the way to the stairs where the break room was.
yeah.
And probably as I was backing out, here's Larry Metzger on a motorcycle racing through the store and going up the stairs on the motorcycle
trials bike, yeah.
to the break room.
Yeah. When we moved from the very first store
They wrap out.
into Homestead House,
Oh, okay.
into the store you were hired in.
Right.
And that was 1972. And we were thinking, we'd gotten the property to move into, the Homestead House. It was a big furniture store.
Right.
And we got a train from somebody down in Denver. It was a distribution company that had a warehouse, and they had a train with cars that you hooked into it.
Right.
So I fire up things, I like to drive things, so I want to go fire this propane tug around it. So here it is sitting on the floor in there. It was kind of a caramel colored tile, like a caramely colored tile. I remember going around, and I set up a course where I was going around the whole building inside with the thing. Well, Robbie decides to come along and get on the train on the back, and I'm towing a bunch of train cars. They were about 4 feet wide, maybe 6 feet long. And Rob's riding on one, and he decides there's a lever that sticks up, and he decides to kick the lever, and the train takes the corner, and it goes straight into all the water pipes for the heating system, the tongue of the train, and just buzz water everywhere. It's like, you idiot, what are we doing?
It was one of those things when I first moved here from the East Coast, and I didn't have that handyman about me. And it was you guys that said, Doc, you're going to live up in Netherlands. You're going to have to learn how to fix some of these things yourself.
Well, I've always said that Dad wanted a store in a small town where he knew a lot of people and he knew the locals. It's fun to have so many different people from different walks of life that came into the store over these years. I was talking about how many people have come and gone. And
Thousands.
it's the fun that not only is it a job, you know, everybody looks at it like oh, it's a job and I'm just working in a place. But when you get past
Nah,
that, when you
yeah.
get past that, that it's just a
Well,
job.
she has something like that. And it was,
Yeah.
I don't know, I never felt it, as a job, like a factory type of thing, or, it just always felt different. It just always was just light, friendly.
Yeah.
You and I, we had to help people, which was a good thing.
And you're on
people
stage.
Appreciated.
You're on stage.
We're actors when
You gotta get this thing, you gotta get it,
Gotta put your game face
and
on.
you gotta live up,
be happy, you gotta be
not to,
smart.
yeah, you gotta live up to an expectation that the customer has of you. Not the,
Well,
Yeah.
you're wearing a green vest at McGuckin.
You got a reputation.
You definitely have a reputation.
yeah, and then, but then also I like the, Dad, I think is very humble, and I also like, I don't know, let's go ask Randy. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. Most people don't know everything. I like wiring systems on cars. You come and ask me a question. He likes to, he knows more about probably instruments, and the way they work and stuff. I'm like, hey, Randy, this is for an instrument. What do you think? And so it's that, I like that, to be humble enough to say, I really don't know. But yet I'll go find you somebody here that's an expert in that, that knows something about it. Here, I think the thing I like the most is solving a problem.
Yes,
Yes. Someone throws a gauntlet down and then you're like, oh, I gotta fix that.
Right, someone wants to know, where's your hammers, that's easy, aisle
Yeah.
17, right? But someone says, I
How?
have this, and how can I turn this into a propane-powered hammer?
Yeah.
Well,
the inventions that come
okay,
out.
all right,
Yeah.
come with me, we'll figure something.
If Bill McGuckin was to walk into the store today, what would he think?
Oh, you do it first, then I'll do mine. Mine might be opposite to yours.
Hopefully he would be incredibly impressed with the size that we have taken this business, the selection of items that we have expanded to, and hopefully just walking around listening to a couple of our salespeople would put a smile on his face that that's the attitude I always wanted to see in the store, and it's still going on.
Yeah.
That would be my happiest, if Bill could see what we have done and appreciate that we still have that same attitude.
Well,
Everyone's our neighbor, and treat it that way.
my thing would be, you would probably be put off a little bit because of the size. This is my, he was a small town guy. I got a photo of him on a tomato cart at the tomato festival in Fort Lupton. And he was a small town guy. He ran a drugstore in a small town, and I think when he moved to Boulder, he wanted to start a fly shop in a little small store that he wanted to lock up and leave every now and then. And to him, it might be too big. His dream would be not even Netherlands size, but even smaller. He liked that small town feel like Dad did. And sometimes Mom and Dad lament, did we make it too big? Too much, too many things.
I think we grew with Boulder though.
I think we did too. And so I think my grandpa would be like, yeah, I think he'd be impressed once you showed him around and gave him an opportunity to drink it all in. And times have changed. From a 1954, 56, 58, you look at those years, and the stuff, we're still selling alarm clocks. I'll show you the photos. We're still selling alarm clocks, the same alarm clock, the same Scotch tape, and the same magnetic key holder that are in the photograph. And it's kind of fun, the times we've seen. We liked working together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do?
Huh?
We do?
And so when I look at a store like this, we put together a hodgepodge of a bunch of different backgrounds and peoples, and when they come together, it's great to have the input that help me work on changing that, which I think we've done a lot. I mean, during COVID, it was great. We changed the whole entrance. We changed this. We changed that.
Amazing.
We have to be adaptable to be in business, and I think that's what business is all about. Growing up, I watched a guy adapt a small tiny store into something that was like, wow, you mean we can carry fishing reels and impact drivers and nails, you know, it was this eclectic mix. And I think we'll grow that as we go forward of what's the next opportunity. I'm always looking, we all are looking for the next opportunity to service the marketplace. What can we have?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why we will always be here.
Yeah, I think it's that, everything from what's the next service we can offer that sets us apart from everyone else. Yeah.
Hopefully it's not another tragedy, but
No, it's,
anything like that ever happens, McGuckin's is always to be counted on.
Yeah.
And people, you know, put a lot of pressure on us to be near perfect. You know, if a disaster comes, the flood was a great example of that. Of Boulder just absolutely demanding, you know, that we get pumps, that we get this. And what did we do? We did it.
We go get it.
We-
But it's the opportunity that you, like I say, it's almost like your store. It's not Dave's store, it's your store. It gave you the opportunity to, you know, grow, and it's like your store.
He definitely conveyed that attitude towards us, to all of us, management people, department people, that, yes, the store is 20 different departments. Run it that way. This is your department. Run it that way.
Yeah. Mom and Dad always say that about the store, it's really great. It's not about making money. It's about the jobs that everybody has. It's first and foremost about the people that work here, take a paycheck home, they're gainfully employed, they can count on it, and it's something that you could make a career out of. Whoever thought you would be a career hardware guy? What would you think you were gonna be at the age of 20?
Musician.
Yeah, yeah. Life changes. Who would ever thought hardware would be a great career? Rolling on. All right, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
I'm an old cowhand
Bum-ba-doo-be-doo.
from the Rio Grande. I've never roped a cow. I believe he doesn't know how.
I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande. What's the other song? We sing songs. Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of livelihood in the day. It makes the day, didn't it make the day go by?
It did.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
42 years.
And a
It,
musical interlude every now and then.